Okay, good afternoon, everybody, and a warm greeting from Finland and Tampere, the northernmost city of the EU-Gugle project. It's a great to be here today, and thank you for the invitation and the opportunity to present the City of Tampere's climate and energy policy, and also the results of EU-Gugle project. I think that the EU-Gugle project has been one of the most successful projects, EU projects in Tampere. Is this on? Okay. The project has received a great deal of publicity, of which, with this article published in our main newspaper provides a good example. The headline is "Aiming at Free Heating." In this article, a resident of a building that participated in the EU-Gugle project tells that they were able to reduce the consumption of district heating by over 60% and are going to continue implementing energy-saving measures with the aim of reducing the need for purchased energy to zero. And this kind of stories were many in this project. I will tell in my presentation how the City of Tampere is reducing its greenhouse gas emissions as part of its goal to become a carbon-neutral city by 2030. I will also tell why the renewal of the built environment is a vital part of our climate strategy. However, first I wish to show you a 3-minute video of the results of the EU-Gugle project. If I manage. Let us see. Now it's beginning here, but not there. Okay, interesting. They are snowing in Tampere. Now, there you see some pictures of Tampere also. By the way, there you can see our lake Näsijärvi and also this big power plant for district heating. But this building is one of EU-Gugle properties and pilot buildings.
Oops, sorry.
There are no voice.
There's no voice. The video. Okay.
So there are no voice, you can see those texts of the EU-Gugle results. And I want to say that all these buildings, they are private-owned buildings. By the way, when I left Tampere, there was no snow. But I think when we go back, then I hope there is some snow. Okay. And now it's interesting how I can go back to my presentation. Please help.
What?
Parte del pasado siglo XX.
Sorry, das was ist.
I was afraid that there could be some problems with the video. But maybe I go on. As you may know, the average annual temperature in Tampere and in Finland is about +7 degrees centigrade. And this means that dwellings need to be heated for the most part of the year. Yeah, now I'll go back. And because of that, our cold climate, the energy systems are also relatively efficient in Finland. For example, in Tampere, around 90% of properties are connected to the district heating network. This picture shows the district heating grid of Tampere. In practice, all blocks of flats are connected to this grid. And you saw this power plant in this video. Our district heat comes mainly from that power plant. Tampere currently has around 230,000 residents. Only a decade ago, most of the heating energy was produced by means of fossil fuels, peat and natural gas. Today, already half of the energy is produced by using renewable fuels, which mainly consist of forest energy, such as wood chips and pellets. Bioenergy is produced in a sustainable manner in Finland as the growth of Finnish forests exceed their exploitation rate. And bioenergy is byproduct of forest industry. This picture illustrates the energy transition implemented by the local power company, Tampereen Sähkölaitos, owned by the city of Tampere. The use of renewable energy is increasing rapidly. This green area is renewable energy, and natural gas is going down. And it is expected to account for up to 90% of all energy consumption in 2030. In addition to wood energy, renewable energy includes wind and, I cannot touch this machine. Wind and hydropower, geothermal energy, and renewable energy contained in waste. We are currently shifting from fossil energy or fossil economy to a renewable energy economy. But let's take a closer look at this picture. It also shows that the need for energy produced in centralized facilities will be reduced by around 1/3. As you see, we are somewhere here now, and at the year 2030 or 2035, 1/3 of need of heating energy is decreased. The energy efficiency of buildings is enhanced in renovations as the knowledge gained through EU-Gugle and other energy project spreads. New buildings are designed to be near zero energy in accordance with EU Energy Directive. The need for district heating will reduce. An increasing number of houses produce some of the energy they need themselves by means of ground heat pumps, solar energy, or heat recovery. In addition to which, the efficiency of energy consumption is enhanced through better, smart and digital control. So we are shifting to an area of smart energy systems that combine decentralized and centralized energy production methods. And there are pictures of EU-Gugle projects and houses. EU-Gugle has led the way, I would say. When the project was started 6 years ago, there were no blocks of flats in Tampere with ground heat pumps or exhaust air heat pumps. Thanks to EU-Gugle, they were introduced to Tampere, and currently dozens of blocks of flats have them. 6 years ago, Twoway district heating, where the housing company produces heat to the district heating grid and only takes heat from the grid when needed, was unknown in Tampere. Now, Twoway district heating is a product offered to properties by Tampere Power Utility. What is more, there was no service in Tampere 6 years ago enabling housing companies to save energy by automatically reducing the temperature the day before or so the weather is expected to warm up. This so-called demand response service was developed within EU-Gugle project. Now it is part of the energy business, and the service is offered to all housing companies. EU-Gugle has therefore been able to contribute to one of the key goals of Tampere's climate strategy. The energy efficiency of buildings must be lifted up to a complete new level for us to achieve the goals set for a carbon-neutral city. EU-Gugle managed to halve the heating energy consumption of blocks of flats in Tampere. And these pictures show examples of energy savings in EU-Gugle buildings. If it can be done in 8 houses, it can be done in 8,000 houses. We have now launched new projects to ensure that the work will not stop, but will in fact expand. For example, in the EU Lighthouse project Stardust, the energy efficiency of entire residential blocks is enhanced. And in the EU's Energy-Wise Cities project, the 6 largest Finnish cities have joined forces and pilot smart energy solutions at the building level, block level, and also city district level. And there are other energy projects too in Tampere. Tampere is an old industrial city that has over the past decades been reformed into a post-industrial city, city of education and the ICT sector. The population of our city is increasing about 1.5% a year. This will also increase traffic volumes, energy consumption, and emissions if we fail to actively guide the urban development in a sustainable direction. This is the climate vision of our city. 80% of all greenhouse gas emissions are eliminated by 2030, and the remaining 20% are compensated for by means of carbon sinks consisting of forests, parks, and urban green, or by reducing emissions, e.g. in developing countries. And the goal is ambitious, but we have already making good progress. As this picture shows, emissions have already reduced by around 20% from the level in 1990, and the emissions per resident have reduced by 40%. There have already been many steps in our carbon-neutral path. We have invested 200 million euros in renewable energy and need to invest maybe more in the coming years. We are building a tramway and introducing electric buses. An urban area where mobility is based on public transport, walking and cycling can be constructed along the tramway. Sprawling of the city, which we talked at the morning, has turned into densification in Tampere. The city is growing towards its center, which is ecological and economical, as it enables the use of the existing infrastructure, such as streets, the energy grid, and serving buildings. What have we learned during the 6-year EU-Gugle journey? Firstly, the energy and climate transition has only started, but we have already seen that the city can grow and the emissions can be reduced at the same time. In this, EU-Gugle has played a significant role. It has set an example for private housing companies and residents. The choice is ours. Every one of us can either be a part of a problem or part of the solution. Secondly, no one can implement the energy and climate transition alone. Companies, associations, and active residents are needed for cooperation. This enables the creation of a partner network, an energy ecosystem that operates on a win-win principle. Thirdly, the city has an important role as the initiator of activities, coordinator of operators and information, and facilitator of new activities. Incentives are also needed, such as additional building rights or reductions in planning fees. Fourthly, the financial support provided by the EU for 8 housing companies, a total of 1.5 million euros, maybe 25% of total investments, was an important factor affecting ambitious investment decisions. The EU's demonstration support quickens the mainstreaming of clean technology. And fifthly, international collaboration enhanced the visibility of Tampere and the entire project abroad. It provided a great opportunity to compare the solutions applied in other cities and to get new information and inspiration, as well as to lobby for energy-efficient construction in EU level. I wish to warmly thank all of our collaborating partners, cities, Sener, VTT, Chabala, Renewal, EU Commission, of course, on behalf of the city of Tampere. This has been a great and impressive journey. Thank you.